President Trump excluding some of the Democrat governors from the National Governors Association annual meeting. It's disrespectful to leave some people out of the list and not include everybody. They are part of the country, even though the state might not have voted for President Trump. So I don't think the President Trump should have excluded them from the invitation. If there are any issues, President Trump is a leader and he should bring everybody together for the purpose of making America great, for the purpose of moving the country forward. It should include everybody and not leave some governors out because they disagree with their politics or they disagree with them in general.
I don't think anything surprises people about Trump, but on so many levels, I think Trump is redefining the American presidency. I'm just trying to imagine if Obama is the one currently in the White House and he's acting like this. He don't even need to act up to this. He just need to do 20% before the Republicans will start calling for his head. He literally wore a town suit and then everybody was all up in arms. So I think Trump is getting away with a lot of stuff. Perhaps because they have the Senate and then the House.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Y&E podcast. Thank you for joining us. And if you haven't subscribed, please make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, share, and engage with us in the comment section. So we're discussing the latest news about President Trump excluding some of the Democrat governors from the National Governors Association annual meeting. Two Democratic governors, Wes Moore of Maryland and Jerry Polis of Colorado, were specifically excluded from the White House invitation. Usually the governors and their spouses will come together and have a meeting once a year and, talk about moving the country forward. But it looks like they're making it a partisan issue right now. And I don't know what the status of the conservative governors, but it looks like Democratic governors are planning not to attend because it is disrespectful to leave some people out of the list and not include everybody. They are part of the country, even though the state might not have voted for President Trump. So I don't think the President Trump should have excluded them from the invitation. If there are any issues, President Trump is a leader and he should bring everybody together for the purpose of making America great, for the purpose of moving the country forward. It should include everybody and not leave some governors out because they disagree with their politics or they disagree with them in general.
I don't think anything surprises people about Trump, but on so many levels, I think Trump is redefining the American presidency. I'm just trying to imagine if Obama is the one currently in the White House and he's acting like this. He don't even need to act up to this. He just need to do 20% before the Republicans will start calling for his head. He literally wore a town suit and then everybody was all up in arms. So I think Trump is getting away with a lot of stuff. Perhaps because they have the Senate and then the House. I don't know if that is the case. I don't know if it's just Trump just being Trump and then daring everybody to do their worst. But excluding the Democratic governors because maybe their policy doesn't align with Trump's or their political beliefs differs. I think is petty on so many levels. I don't even know how to explain it. I think it's petty. A lot of people, a lot of countries, a lot of democracies around the world look up to US, model of democracy and try to model their own democracy after the US. But I think it's disappointing seeing the kind of pettiness that is going on with the Trump's administration. Is quite unfortunate, and with all of this comes with a lot of division, whether political division, whether ideological division, whether cultural division. I think is not healthy for the country. Look at the Super Bowl final halftime show. People that feel like they are a lot closer to God or they are more of God's children, they decided to have their own version of the halftime show. And then literally I saw the Secretary of War, Pete Heck said, condoning what the TPUSA did is unfortunate. I think any serious leader should have come out to condemn that act. I mean, in America, football unites everybody, but for some reason they decided to do their own thing. Is this going to be a slippery slope to other things to come? To begin to say they want to build their own school, they want to build their own, water fountain, they want to build their own hospital. They want to build their own road. They want to start building their own car. It's just too divisive. And him not, excluding the Democratic governor from that meeting, I think is too divisive. And I always try to imagine America after Trump, and especially for the people that are, on the Republican side that are trying to throw their hat in the ring for the presidency. I am also trying so hard to understand how they will sell that ticket to American people, considering the fact that they are not Trump is probably going to be a hard sell for them.
Yeah, I definitely agree with what you just said. I think that action alone is bringing back segregation vibes. I'm sure a lot of people don't mind segregation. Some black people will tell you that the black people in this country, the minority groups in this country actually thrived during segregation. But we all know that, there are advantages to it, there are disadvantages to it. If you hear the conservative talking heads speaking, they'll tell you that President Obama was the most divisive president ever. So if Trump is doing all of this and Trump supporters are doing all of this, are they still going to continue to say that Obama was the most divisive president ever? Obama was the one that caused a lot of this divisiveness in the country in regards to how he treated the people on the conservative side and also the freedom he gave to the people on the left. It's just politics, and I think it's just theatrics. I don't think they really believe what they're doing, and if they believe it, it's a sad thing. We're in 2026. Nobody needs to go back to the days of segregation, special water fountain, special different schools, different buses. We're past that. It encourages this, especially what happened with the Super Bowl halftime, basically taking the country back to its not so good history, and it's very sad. And I mean, I don't speak Spanish. A lot of people that watch football don't speak Spanish, but I watched the Super Bowl halftime show. I think it was a good show. I didn't understand the language, but I saw that people were having fun. They were dancing. The beat was good. Don't really understand the language, but maybe I'm biased because I speak multiple languages. And in Nigeria, for example, we have multiple languages, and a Yoruba artist can go to the east and sing, and everybody will dance. And even the people that don't understand the language. So maybe I'm being biased. But the honest truth is the guy at the Super Bowl halftime show is an American, even though he was born in Puerto Rico, and Puerto Rico is part of America. So I don't understand why people are being divisive with it. Sure, some people have brought also concerns about maybe using a closed caption to subtitle what it was saying so people could understand it better. Yeah, I think they could have done that. I mean, I'm not saying the show was perfect. There are some things they could have done better. But at the same time, it's part of the Latin American culture to speak Spanish, so you're not going to be able to take their language away from them.
Yeah, I mean, it's surprising that even some of the most educated Republicans, they tends to, champion this divisiveness, champion this idea that, especially with the Super Bowl, that the guy did all the performance in Spanish. I'm like, okay, but I would think I've never listened to that guy. I've never heard his song prior to that day. I don't know him. So, but I would think that his all those his songs were sung in Spanish. So I would really be surprised to to have learned that he started singing his songs in English, the songs he composed in Spanish, in English. I was disappointed in Megan Kelly, though she has been acting out. She has been been crazy since the Charlie Kirk incident. She's been very divisive. If you listen to her rhetorics or her take on the guy that was killed in Minnesota. Actually, both of them, her take was awful, especially for on the guy's situation. Her take was awful, and she's quite educated, and she's almost, I think she's an attorney by training, and to see her, churning out those words is really disappointing. And then you listen to the VP, you listen to the Secretary of War, you listen to sometimes even Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House. A lot of them, it feels disappointing to know that, to see these people in position of authority, these people that, that can shape narrative, that have a lot of followings, to see them talk in a certain way is actually disappointing. For me, it doesn't move me anyways. Whether whatever they do doesn't really move me like that. I don't really, take it seriously. I just feel like it's just a normal day in America. But I think they have a duty to, to inform their audience, to make sure that they are passing the right information to the audience. And then they have a duty not to divide the country the way they want the country to be divided. And I just hope that after Trump, if they are successful to put another Republican in the White House and they ended up with another Democrat or an independent, I just hope that they will not find their voice that time, that they will not be raising dust, even though the person is doing whatever Trump is doing right now, and the person decide to be doing it. I just hope they will not find their voice that time. So I just wanted to keep quiet throughout their 8 years too.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. I mean, believe it or not, maybe they don't know this, but America is a multicultural society. Whether they like it or not, we have the Latinos, we have the African Americans, we have the foundational Black Americans, we have the Caucasian, we have Italian, we have people from different parts of Europe. So America is multicultural, and because some people's accents are different from yours, doesn't mean they're not a natural born US citizen or they don't have the same right as you. So if you don't like that, if you don't believe that, I mean, I guess it is freedom, right? You're free to dislike wherever you want to dislike, but what we don't want to encourage is hate. Hate is not a good thing. We all need to get along with each other. We need to put an end to hate, put an end to racism. We know that we all human, right? We all bleed red, and you never know. One person from another culture, from another race, can let the other person get up there. So I think it's important that the conservatives remember that power is transient. Times are always changing. I wonder how they'll feel if a Democratic president gets into power and start doing crazy things. I don't think they're gonna like it, and whatever they're not gonna like, they should never encourage it against other groups. And hopefully, they can see the light and change their minds, change their opinions, especially on so many social issues. We know we live in the land of the free, and people are free to express themselves in whatever way they want to express themselves, as long as they're not, causing any harm, causing any mayhem in society. Everyone should be free to live whichever way they want to live.
Yeah. I mean, like I said before, I think some of these right wings talking heads that has a lot of followings, like Tucker Carlson, Megan Kelly, Candice Owens is almost in the middle right now. I think Nick Fuentes. I think Bishop. I think all of them has a duty, to their followers to ensure that they are they are passing the right information to their followers and not misleading them. It's very easy to misinform these people. A lot of them, they don't even do their own independent research. They just run with with whatever they hear from these talking heads, and then before you know it, they will start spreading hate, and then I don't think it's healthy for the country. And Trump as well has a duty to ensure that he embraces all the people that lives in America, whether straight, black, gay, whatever, rabbit, anything butterfly that lives in America. I think he has a duty to bring everybody together as one. But I don't think that is the nature of Trump. And beside him being a president or his personal life, I think maybe he's not like this, but maybe he's just doing all of this to spike the Democrats. But who knows? We just see him from outside. We don't know what is really happening. But from what I'm seeing out from outside, it doesn't really look good. For a president to be divisive, I don't think is a good thing. Let us know what you think about Trump's, exclusion of the Democratic governors from the Democrat from the Governors Association meeting, and we'll be happy to engage with you in the comment section.